Okay, will they return to you? I have the Death card and surrounding the entire reading here. The Death card is about leaving the old behind and moving forward. So transformation is what it's all about, into a new life cycle. Things are changing. So this surrounds your entire reading. Let's read on. That is the card for Scorpio. Might be strong in your chart or someone else's chart around this reading. Up in your highest energy, I have the Ten of Wands. You've been carrying this burden. Something's weighing really heavy on you. It's probably about what I'm reading about. Will they return to you? But the good thing about the Ten of Wands is there's no 11 of Wands, and you will be able to put those wands down one way or another. So they're heavy, and you're going to start to drop them. That is transformation. That is leaving the old behind and moving forward. Next to the Ten of Wands, I have the Four of Wands. This is a soulmate card. Yes, they're a soulmate. You're wondering? So this card shows up 1111. But what you are looking forward to here is marriage, I think. Really being committed in a long-term relationship with somebody. There is union between two people, a lot of love, a lot of joy associated with this card and celebration. Well, it's next to putting down this burden, and you are moving forward. So I know this is what was on your mind and probably still is on your mind, but what I need to find out is this, going to become an engagement or a marriage or something? Let's just keep reading. I have your card, the Devil card. Here, Capricorn, just because of those darn horns right there. But the energy is entirely different. The energy is about bondage. It's about being tied to someone who's tied to someone or something else that made this relationship toxic. That's why it never turned out the way you had hoped it would. So if you didn't know, there was something tied to this person, and they brought, or you, that brought toxicity into this relationship. Now, the Devil can be waving goodbye. I'm not sure yet, okay? So under the Ten of Wands, I have the Queen of Cups. This is your energy. This is water, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer that might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But what the Queen of Cups is doing here is trying to peek in those little windows. It's the only cup in the deck that has little windows around it and a lid on top. What's in that cup are answers to love questions. So yeah, you're up in your head. You're still trying to figure out, what happened here? Did they ever love you? You might be evaluating your own feelings about love and what it's supposed to look like and feel like. So the Queen of Cups, your head is really into thinking about, wondering about the love. So that's under this burden here that you've been carrying around. It's also right next to the Death card. So transformation, you need to get more answers. I think you need some type of clarity as far as this relationship went in order to move forward. And that's what you're seeking. Now let's see what happens here. I got the Two of Cups right next to the Death card. The end of the old, beginning of the new. Transformation. Well, it's right under the Devil. Well, we went from 3 toxic energy to 2. Right next to the Devil card. It feels like you're going to have some sort of meeting of the minds. That Two of Cups is right next to the Death card too. Transformation. The end of the old, the beginning of the new. So, Capricorns, this is another soulmate card. This is friends with love and soulmates. Now, this could have been a friends with benefits relationship, being it's right under the Devil card. But there also could be a meeting of the minds and hearts coming in. There might be a reconnection coming in here where you're going to have an agreement as far as how to move forward in this relationship. But let me keep reading. There's quite a ways to go here. So under the Queen of Cups, I have the Star. This is the card for Aquarius. Aquarius might be strong in your chart, their chart, or around this reading. But this is deep healing. God, this is in their highest energy. We're in their energy. They're healing. They're in this really deep place of healing, right down to their bare bones. And it is about the love. So I'm reading the Queen of Cups and their energy now, according to the star. So, seeing their own reflection come back at them, remembering the essence of who they are, you know, what they want from life, what they don't want from life. Very spiritual. They've been going through it too, just like you have. Maybe not just like you have, but they're going through it too in their own way. You were carrying this burden, and next to the star down here, where they're trying to heal from feelings, and they're trying to heal. This might even be a past healing that they're trying to still get over. That might be part of what's going on here. But right next to the star is the Hanged Man and their energy. Okay? So the Hangman, this is a card of enlightenment. It's a card of being stuck, kind of just hanging there, not moving in any direction, really. But it's right under the overall energy, the Death card. So, they want to move forward, and they will be moving forward too. They're getting a lot of enlightenment through all their healing that they're doing. The universe is helping them to get that enlightenment, get their answers, remember who they are, what they want, what they don't want, so that they can move. The Hangman's right under the Death card. So they will be moving. They need to finish up some healing. I had the Tower moment right next to the Hangman. This is one of the things that they're reaching out to the universe about. This is one of the things that's kind of stuck in their head. It's a Tower moment. And it is, I think, between you and them. And it could have been a friends with benefits relationship. It really could have started that way and then evolved, and one person went one way and one went the other. But the Tower moment's really on their mind. They haven't let it go. They know. It's like they know that 3's a crowd, 2 is good, and it's all because of this that this relationship did not work out. Let me pull out more cards. For Capricorns, will their love return? Will their love return to them? Will their love return to them? Yeah, so they're not just taking this lightly. They are really in a deep spot of healing and enlightenment and living in the Tower moment. It's like they're trying to figure out what their next move is, what they're supposed to do, how they feel. There's a lot going on here with the Queen of Cups, the Death card, the 2 of Cups. There's a lot going on in their energy. Oh my gosh. Looks promising. I got the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is next to the Devil, that toxic energy. This is part of your energy. So, this can be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. That could be around in this chart or in somebody's chart someplace. We know you're Capricorn. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving card in the whole deck. Let me hold that down a little bit. So, it looks like the horse is standing still. It's actually barely moving. It's bringing a pentacle with it. So this is slow moving energy. You wanted to have a divine, a loving commitment and union and joyful partnership with somebody that didn't work out. And it's because they wouldn't come forth with this pentacle. They wouldn't, or they couldn't. They couldn't ground this relationship. So what happens is you're getting breadcrumbed. They were, there was a toxic energy around this. I'm more and more thinking it was them that had the toxic energy. Either that or you did something toxic, like with you, it feels more like you let somebody into your life that maybe you shouldn't have. People make mistakes. But what happens is the breadcrumbing. So whether it was you doing the breadcrumbing or they were doing the breadcrumbing, somebody was. And it threw both your scales off balance. And if they were, waiting in lieu of you coming back or coming in and spending more time with them, or if you were waiting for them to spend more time with you, it just wasn't happening the way it should have been happening. This is breadcrumbing. This is really throws your scales off balance, throws you off balance. It's because, it wasn't solid. This was not a solid relationship. You were very much up in your head over all this. Now, sometimes the Nine of Swords can be a self-blaming, like, why did I let this happen? How could I have done this? Or it can be, why didn't I see it coming? How come I didn't notice the red flags? And that's for most of you probably. So spending time alone in bed, wondering how you got into this place. And these are swords of truth and clarity that come through. And you're realizing, hey, I was being breadcrumbed. Hey, they wouldn't offer me a pentacle. Hey, there was something toxic about this relationship. And maybe all this that's coming to you is allowing you to put these wands down and move forward. I have the Page of Wands in your highest energy right next to the Two of Cups. There's something you want to... There's something I think that was left unsaid that you would love to be able to come out and say. Perhaps nobody ever expressed their love for the other. Perhaps whatever it might be, it's brewing, and it's brewing in your energy. There's also something brewing in their energy, because this card is for both of you. It's right under the Knight of Pentacles. So one thing that you want to talk about is, why couldn't you be more stable in my life? Why were you so slow to commit? Why are you so slow to even, stop breadcrumbing me and to be a part of my life? Because you want a fresh start, new beginning. And that's what that wand is all about with the Page of Wands. So that's why it couldn't move forward. The slowness, the toxic energy. Right next to the Page of Wands in your highest energy is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords, this is actually picking up your swords of truth and clarity. And look, there's 3 people in that card. And so I'm feeling more and more like they're the ones mostly in this reading that had a toxic energy associated with them. And you're getting this truth and this clarity with that like Nine of Swords. In your quiet times, things are dawning on you. They're coming to you. And you're picking up those swords. So you're becoming more and more and more aware of what went down. What happened with this relationship? There's still more swords laying on the ground. But you're looking back at this person. You're not forgetting about them. And you're looking back at 2. So there's another energy there. And it could be anything. A person. It can be an addiction. It can be anything that made this relationship toxic. But you're watching them both fade away off into the distance. But you can't keep your eyes off the other person as you pick up your swords of truth and clarity. So I think, the more truth and clarity that's coming to you, the more you really have to say that wasn't said before. I think it's either you or them. This is in both your energies. The 2 of you will be talking. This will be through phone calls, texts, emails, video chat, through the airways. So there's a lot of back and forth going on. And it's going to be about the truth that you're discovering, these truths that maybe you were ignoring and letting slide, hoping that this would turn into the Four of Wands. But there's a lot that's going to be happening, and that's going to help you pick up more swords of truth and clarity. You definitely, looks like there needs to be a conversation, and it's going to happen. I have the Seven of Swords here, boy, right next to the Tower card. So the Seven of Swords, I think that they want to come clean. I think they want to let you know what was going on. I think it's brewing. I think that they want to make this right somehow, and they know it's going to take a lot of talking. And I think it's brewing. You know, it was them. For 98% of you, it was them that was being sneaky, deceitful, lying, stealing, cheating. They were hiding something. And this is what caused the tower moment. It caused the whole thing. So here they are, next to the Seven of Swords, holding on to a staff of fresh starts and new beginnings, looking out over the world. There's 3 ships out there. 1, 2, 3 ships. And what they're doing is they're contemplating, they're wondering if you were their ship and they blew it. They're ready for a fresh start and a new beginning. But they know if they want it with you, they're going to have to come clean. They're going to have to tell you more truth about what was going on and what was happening and why you were being breadcrumbed, you know, and what this toxic energy was that was coming between the two of you. Because I don't know that you really know what it was. Next to the 3 of Wands is the 10 of Cups. Wow. So this is under all that communication. Look at that. Them wondering if you were your ship, if you're their ship, that they blew, that they, you know, kind of just took for granted. Coming clean, talking about it. You know, they're dreaming about that 10 of Cups. They're thinking that you were probably the one for them and that they have love for you. They love you. They have sunshine and rainbows. This is union between 2 people. Family. Children dancing. So, yes, they are definitely contemplating coming back to you. They definitely have feelings of love for you. So, let's take out a clarifying card on this whole reading. So, you know, are they coming back to you? They're definitely thinking about it. It's almost like they know they're going to have a lot of conversation with you. They're going to have to explain away what was going on in this relationship because you were left just kind of like guessing at what was going on. You knew you were being breadcrumbed. You knew it was feeling toxic. But you didn't really, I don't think, know why. This is the Arcanum deck. Beautiful illustrations. Rather slippery. If a card flies out, this is going to be your clarifying card for this reading. If it doesn't fly out, I want you to draw one. Sometimes it just turns over, so we'll see what happens. Shuffle these a few times. There it is, right there. I wonder what it is. Oh my gosh, the Magician. Look how beautiful that artwork is. So the Magician, and it goes right between the Devil and the Knight of Pentacles. You're manifesting. You're manifesting for them to come back. Look, there's the symbol of intuition and knowing. You know you have all the tools, but what you don't know is you're manifesting them to return. Because that's what the reading's all about. And the Magician goes right there. Goes right on the toxic energy, and it goes right on the Knight of Pentacles. So things are changing. Remember the Death card? Now we have the Magician. You're manifesting a change in your life. You're manifesting the end of the old, the beginning of the new. And it looks like there's going to be a lot of conversation coming in from the person that you would like to come back to you. And so this is where we are. They want to come back to you. I think they're going to come clean with you. And I think you're manifesting all this because they are really up in your head. And, you know, what you put out to the universe, you usually get back. So start thinking those positive thoughts. Keep your mind on the 4 of Wands if that's what you want. And they're definitely realizing that they really blew it with a good thing. And I think they want to make it right.